Alright, we're back and we're staring lovingly into this handsome slab of meat, by which I mean Jaques.
And we're gonna try and stop talking about uncomfortable statistics about race and religion and crime rates.
We can't, Jontron's on the screen.
Alright, yeah, shit.
Hello.
Jaques' eyes gleamed a dangerous red when he spoke, but nothing suggested he wasn't a normal bird. In fact, if I hadn't known better, I would have said the red in his eyes was painted on. That's amazing. Jaques twitched his head from side to side, examining me in return. The more he looked at me, the less afraid I was.
What are you looking at?
What? Nothing. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Jaques can be a little sassy.
Who are you? Oh.
Who are you calling sassy? I am not the sassy one. I do not forget to feed you.
Jaques, that was one time.
I was alone and starving in the frozen tundra of this empty world. Loveless, afraid.
Ignore him. He's been bringing him with me to the drama club. He's taken a little too well to it, if you ask me.
I see how it is. Shut me out like I have nothing to add to the conversation.
Jaques took his place on John's shoulder, this time facing away from us as if miffed. We resumed our walk towards Poppy Hall.
I'm Jontron, by the way. Call me John.
Hannah, nice to meet you.
Hannah, that's a cute name.
Now let me tell you about the time I got kicked out of Game Grumps. Well, thank you.
Why did that happen? There was this weird thing where I called Aaron some unfortunate... Anyway.
So how long have you had Jaques? Turns out Jontron actually slept with Aaron's wife.
Oof. Could you imagine him looming over top of you, face red with sweat as he's just with every thrust?
So how long have you had Jaques?
Since middle school. We've been together for 4 years now, isn't that right?
I'm not listening.
Add it in post.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
Yeah, well. I love him to death. I don't know what I'd do without him. Is Jaques still alive?
Apparently he is still alive, but he's become a massive pain to work with in the shots because he just hops around and flies off all the time. So they stopped using him in the thing.
Okay.
Also, John got another rabbit or parrot or budgie,
whatever that is.
Bird.
Spaghetti.
Shortly before he stopped using the birds in his thing, so now we haven't seen either of them in years. Seems like it would be a lot easier without him. But
yeah, it's been 5 videos in 6 years. Please, John, make more content. We miss you.
We arrived at the brick building, white sign surrounded by poppies, declared it to be, unsurprisingly, Poppy Hall.
Which room are you in?
Room 206.
Seriously?
Yes?
That's my homeroom. We're in class.
John laughed and clapped me on the shoulder.
Oh wow, that was actually his laugh.
Yep.
Wonderful. I guess I'll be seeing more of you, right?
Right. Together we entered Poppy Hall. Poppy Hall was lined with fluorescent lights and Asagao blue light.
Asagao.
Maybe Asagaos are like a flower or something.
You don't know?
No, I don't. What's an Asagao?
It's that face.
That's an Asagao.
I'm pretty sure this is a reference to that.
Okay.
That's my guess.
And then there's the Hoges, which are the hair thingy.
Yeah, it's the hair thingy that the removal of activates evil powers, or the addition of.
I love it when people fuck up between a Asagao and a Hoge. It's super great and it makes for crazy awkward conversations. Because me and the other people who know what's going on will start making weird references to porn.
I've seen a porn that had both in the same shot.
Oh god.
Anyway.
We ran up the stairs and made it to the classroom just as the bell rang. My heart caught in my throat. Thankfully, the teacher hadn't come yet. If you make it there before the teacher, you're not late.
Yeah. Remember, if the teacher doesn't show up for 15 minutes, you're legally allowed to leave.
Or if you just do what I did in high school and join stage crew, spend all your time in the booth, and send one of your lackeys to go and submit your work for you, you just don't go to class.
Yeah.
Instead, students clumped into tight pods and milled around the classroom, catching up on vacation news. Thank you so much for showing me the class, John. You're so hot and charming.
No problem. I'll see you around with more facts about chowder.
He waved and disappeared into the wriggling mass of students.
And then started handing out hot bowls of clam chowder. From where they came, none would know.
I glanced around the room looking for an empty seat.
Hannah!
Mai peeled herself from between the cuddling couple.
Was that Jontron? Were you just talking to the Jontron?
Yeah!
Did he tell you unfortunate statistics? Or clam chowder facts?
Mai's eyes widened. I couldn't help feeling a little smug. I realized I didn't know the way to class after you, and I got separated, and he offered to walk me.
I'd genuinely love to actually have a conversation with Jontron. He seems like the kind of guy who would have some fun things to talk about.
Yeah, he seems like the kind of guy who would be fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
Mai emitted a highly pressurized squeal.
Shattered all the glass in the building. Jontron walked into class? Oh my gosh, you have to tell me everything.
It was so high-pitched it even shattered all the grains of sand outside.
Turned them into glass and then shattered them.
She grabbed me by the wrist and pulled me to an empty desk in the back corner of the room, right next to the window, because I'm the main character. And that's
the character spot.
You know, there's actually a very good reason for that. Turns out that if you have your character sitting at the back in the corner by the window, you don't have to draw anyone else in the shots.
Super easy. Makes it faster. It's cheaper.
It's because it saves on animation. That's actually the reason.
I saved you a seat. Is that the door?
I don't know. If it happens again, I'll go and answer it. It's after hours. If something's not an emergency, it's not my problem. I slid in and took off my backpack, hooking it to the side of my desk. I was a little bit worried about the books inside were too heavy for the bag to handle, but so far it held up well, and I have a feeling that if it were an emergency, they would knock twice.
Yeah, I think it was someone else's door.
Yep. Sorry, we got separated.
That was me.
Whoops.
Sorry, we got separated, by the way. Yeah, whenever it's you, your face appears. He can be a little chaotic sometimes. So tell me, what happened? What did he say? What did he smell like? Does he have peach fuzz? Is it rough?
Does he smell like clam chowder?
Or bird? He probably smells like bird.
He probably smells like clammy birds.
Bird chowder.
Wait, what?
These are very important questions I'm asking. You need to answer them. Was his hair super silky, or did he have roughness of a dog's coat? He seems dog. I would say dog.
Before I could answer, the door to the front of the classroom slid open. A tall woman strolled in. The class went quiet and obediently slid into their seats. My heart beat furiously, blood rushing through my ears.
What kind of fucking, anxiety do you have when the teacher just enters the room and you clam up?
I don't know.
Good morning, class.
You know, she would be reasonably attractive if it weren't for the horrible mess that was her eyes.
Yeah, she's got some weird things. She's got some Droopy the dog eyes going on.
She's got some I was up until 4 a.m. and had to haul myself out of bed after 6 cup of coffee's eyes.
You know what? That makes her slightly more attractive to me because that means we have that in common. I, too, have eyes that imply that I'm dead inside.
The teacher's melodious voice.
Here's a little secret, folks at home. This ain't makeup. I really look like that. Anyway.
Her melodious voice swam through the room, causing a buzzing high of students back from break. My shoulders relaxed and my fear ebbed away. Oh, fuck.
Oh, you went backwards somehow. That's convenient.
Oopsie.
I'm your teacher. Shikuya Shizuka Wakahiza. You may call me Miss Shizuka. Well, at least it's the easier of the two.
Just call her like Shizu or something.
Yeah. Miss Shizzy. I'm Miss Shizzle. My nizzle.
Oh, Shizzle. The emphasis she placed on the word led me to believe that calling her Mrs. wasn't a mistake she would take lightly. Oh, rough divorce. Okay, that explains the eyes. Oh shit, I wonder if she just got divorced from ProJared because she found out that he was actually sexting minors and also banging one of his friend's ex-wives.
Some of you might have noticed that we have a new student in this semester. It's hard to miss her because her hair lights up like the fucking 4th of July.
A hail of murmurs passed through the class. Some people glanced at me. Nope, there was the fear again.
Would you like to come up and introduce yourself? Everyone loves to stand up in front of a room of strangers and talk about themselves.
I nodded, stood, and slowly walked to the front of the room, counting my steps to make sure I wouldn't fall. I faced the class, took a deep breath to introduce myself, and noticed a familiar face in the crowd. There was John, sitting with 2 other boys wearing normal suits club jackets.
Normal suits.
Whoops. One of the boys, the tallest one, was staring at me, the barest of frowns on his face.
He was not impressed.
Something about him seemed really familiar. He just has a resting bitch face.
Peanut butter face.
Wait, he was PBG, wasn't he? The other founder of the Normal Boots Club. Suddenly all the strength left my knees. What should I do? Why was he frowning? Was it possible that I already made a bad impression of him? All the clout from the school is concentrated in this one classroom. All the important people are here. Oh God, what do I do? Oh God, vomit.
Dead.
You had to be kidding me. If he didn't like me, what did that mean about everyone else? Wouldn't they follow his lead? I mean, John seems to have already made his opinion, so he's probably clear on that.
I mean, everyone you've actually had conversation with. I mean, 3 out of the how many? 8.
I don't know.
I mean, you at least have a couple that don't hate you.
Yeah. I swallowed. The faces of class began to congeal, forming one giant blob.
You moved from Anime Town, right?
I nodded and swallowed again. Then, like a beacon of light, I noticed Mai smiling and giving me a thumbs up. Truly, she was best girl. That's right.
Best girl.
Yes, definitely best. What would best girl do in this situation? Yes, I just moved here. Okay.
I'm really excited to be here. I hope you'll all take good care of me from now on.
The sound mixing is not great. This isn't just because we have it on quiet. I can actually hear the music is louder than the voices.
Yeah, these are the default levels. I might have to adjust them at some point. That or just mute the voices entirely. I bowed my head to the class and they clapped politely. When I looked up, PVG wasn't frowning, but he still seemed oddly confused.
Oh, I get it. You're gonna have some sort of weird history where he's like, "I knew you."
Back in
That's gonna
kindergarten,
be the character he is.
Yeah, back in kindergarten, we used to hang out at the park, and we made a promise that if we ever met again, we would get married.
Yeah, or something dumb like that, or like, "You borrowed my pencil once in the first grade and never returned it."
Paint my chicken coop.
No score friend Lassie.
Paint my chicken coop.
Make me. Krusty, have you ever met this pink-haired girl before? Yeah, I know her. Thank you. You may be seated.
I returned to my seat, heaving a small sigh. The hardest part of my day was over. Shizu began to talk about the standard procedure for the semester, the rules for classes, when homework was due, and that sort of thing.
It's all in the syllabus.
Welcome to the first day of class. Here's the syllabus. You may
go. Look, I'm going to level with you all. I'm hungover as fuck. Syllabus is on the corner of my desk. If there isn't enough, you can download it. Leave. Incidentally, that was my second day of university. Great class. Love that guy. Never learned his name.
I love teachers like that, where they're just like, here's the information, please go away.
Yeah. I have nothing to say that you can't derive on your own because you all are smart enough to get here.
Here's the book. All the information is there. Come talk to me if you don't understand the book. Have a nice day.
Here are my office hours. I will be drunk.
It was all very similar to my old school, and I spaced out in spite of myself. A brief flicker of movement caught my eye. PVG again. I glanced at him, and my head snapped back to the blackboard. What was his problem? Class continued on like that for a while until the bell finally rang and it was time for lunch. You know, I actually had one teacher who was a bit of a talker that I really liked, Mr. Logan. He taught math at Westmount.
Oh, that guy was great.
Yeah, one of the reasons he was so great is because if we finished all our work and we were all clearly getting it, he had like a master's in math, right?
Yeah.
So he'd tell us about weird theoreticals like the infinite hotel and shit, and it was always really neat to hear about that kind of stuff. Class continued on like that until finally the bell rang and it was time for lunch. Mike stretched her arms over her head and yelling, "Ugh!"
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Man, I hate the first day of class. It's always so boring. We don't even do class stuff. We just talk about the syllabus for hours. We read it out even though we all have reading comprehension.
Weren't you looking forward to it this morning? Something about exciting things happening?
Well, yeah, but it already did. You met Jontron, didn't you?
Yeah, that's
the best part of your day is over. Go home. Wow, that really just caught me through a loop.
Well, especially since she said you
Boy, isn't this game as predictable, or we're just too genre savvy
We're
for
too genre savvy, and this game is very tongue-in-cheek. It knows what we're here for.
Yeah, hurry up, get to the bird. Why haven't you gotten to the bird yet? Etc.
Jeez.
Alright, we'll see you next time, folks.